Hey, I wonder if working out there at the Great Depression to feed myself has any consequences. Hey, I see! Mafia is a game series about the infamous Italian taxi service and its pursuit of money, a resource which the player can't use. Was I the only one confused by this? In this game, he plays Tommy Angelo Gunn.
Because I'm on the nut.
The finest cabbie in some East Coast city that may or may not be NYC, but then IDK what the place in Mafia 2 is supposed to be. I saw the title Mafia and I was intrigued because I wanted to make a presentation to school about gangster fashion. Set in the 1930s in the great nation of the US of A during the Great Depression. We gotta do Mafia stuff, and then a bit more. And then the graphics, and then combat. Let me get to the lore part later, okay?
What do they call you, son?
Thomas Angelo, sir.
So the lore starts that our man, Thomas Angelo, also known as Tommy Angelo Gunn, is working as a cab driver. He's taking a little break to smoke after a long hard day listening to jazz music, when suddenly two people come around the corner and order him to escape the cops at gunpoint. One trip down to Little Italy later, how much you want to bet we're gonna stop by a pizza place named after the Don where the guy at the counter is called Luigi. And you arrive at the bar named after the Don where the guy at the counter is called Luigi. Here's your paycheck and invitation to give us a couple more rides. Damn, that's a lot of money. Now back to being poor because it's honest work. Despite how many old ladies berate me daily for mere cents, well at least I still got my cab.
Whoa, Jesus!
Hey, how you doing, pal? You remember me? Huh?
Hey, crime buddies, I need some 12 gauge help.
Okay then.
I'm not gonna go through the whole story, but you can put two and two together. Besides, there's people who have explained in detail and that the voice is actually soothing. Creative name, I must say. Fits the game, the economic circumstances, the prohibition era violence and corruption. Welcome to the town where Sicilian immigrants settle down. And welcome to the family. Here's your Molotovs. The men are tough bastards and the women break slabs with their wrist for a living. Tough bunch. One batch of baseball bats, Mr. Arms Dealer. Welcome to Lost Haven, the best land that any wannabe race car driver or bootlegger can find at the barrel end of a Sicilian crime boss, or the border guard on his payroll. If you think that's bad, then wait till you find out how many politicians we gotta get even with. Welcome to the city. Make sure you enjoy the sights. Or don't. For some reason the Dez went down the linear but not but yes route. So for anyone as confused as me, Mafia works by permanently locking you into story missions. It's an open world game, but there are no side quests. There's no quest tracker. There's simply an objective, and as long as it's not on time or vehicle specific or something, you can go wherever. There is no free roam, apart from the free roam exploration one. There is no multiple characters of which to choose on a mission. There is simply point A to point B and boom, chapter complete. In a way, the world is a bit of a slideshow in between the good stuff, but then again, that's like saying my impatient ass would even look to see all the business or people or literally anything from this video. No, I did not get all the collectibles, and I'm thankful there isn't a reward for them. Although I will admit, nice I tried adding cards, characters, comics, and newspaper articles in each mission. Nice way to spruce up the city. And I'd be a liar if I said that my history-loving ass wasn't a treat to finally see a prohibition-era US town. Do you know how much is locked behind this game lacking an incentive to explore? Step out of the way, Neo-Tokyo. We got carcinogens, lights, adverts, trams, a gallery and church that seems light years ahead in quality of architecture in comparison to all of its surroundings, and a mountainside view of the town which we see in both the day and the night. Makes me almost think of how nice the life would be if it wasn't for the crime, and the squalid conditions that made my childhood apartment look decent-ish in comparison. Plus, this is coming from the guy who realized in the second playthrough that all it took is a simple going a bit to the right to hear more dialogue that you would never otherwise hear. I knew the papers changed each chapter, but I also missed the glowing collectibles that was placed in a spot from which you could see the aftermath of one of your competitors. Yeah, watching one of these mid-detail videos was fun.
I'm glad you could make it.
Thanks, Des, for forcing me to see the ball Arthur's board up for war and crawling through the sewers to get into a homeless encampment. Yeah, who would want to lose their arm in France for this? And by the way, can we talk about how this game literally went from 0 to 100 with that cafe shoot-up scene? There was no warning, I didn't see this happening.
Shit, watch out!
I wish they did a GTA San Andreas Ride scenario where the city actually went to hell and we saw roadside combat but still A+. You know what would have made the scene even better? If we did it ourselves. Is this what all them COD kids did? Am I clear scoping right now? Combat's a strange beast. The fitting beast. Have you ever played a shooter and thought, there's no way these guys can actually carry this much ammo? Well, fret not, my dear friend. This pistol can only carry less than 40 rounds, which in combat terms means it's pretty bad. Combat is pretty straightforward. Take cover, shoot, go for headshots, otherwise you'll need an entire mag to drop someone. Translation? 4 guys are best. Pick up second weapon. The selection isn't very wide. But TBH stick to a pistol, just make sure it's not the Magnum that can't pick up ammo, and shotgun, and you're good. The low ammo and firepower means that even on normal difficulty, get used to being on 150 HP because that's all you're getting out of region. Go for headshots in a game where there's no aim down sights. Don't rely on throwbles because they're rare than Italian, which isn't associated with the Mafia in this game. Don't pick the bolt action because there's no ammo for it, and it's still a 2-shot. And only go for the Tommy if you're going to use it in burst fire. Just aim for the head with a pistol and feel overpowered when you finally have close quarters combat with a shotgun. God damn, some of these animations are brutal. And if your eyesight is bad, then boy do I feel bad for you. I turn up the audio to hear when they yell out reloading or something to do with fire/burn, to know either when they won't pop up or when you must shoot them to stop them throwing a molly at you. Or you could try flanking, but most of the time that is little apart from close distance. Don't even try to shoot out peeking out of a corner. Oh yeah, stealth. It exists. God, this shootout in the airport was not fun. Melee exists as well, end of story. Although goddamn, this man some devastating finishes.
Suspected accomplice escaping in a hearse. I repeat, a hearse.
You know, for a cab driver, Tommy's either brain dead or I got a strange mix of parking and paralysis. So it's the 30s. The most impressive car on the market could be being that preschooler who had shoes with the wheels in the back. Driving is strange. It's slow and clunky. My first death in this game, on normal difficulty, was in the first mission while trying to escape 2 cars. Now I'm not saying this is bad and not something you can learn, I'm just saying that it does get plus points for realism. I'm not a car guy, but even I could assume that several of our modern gadgets would be more than an alien to someone nearly a century ago. And don't hit civilians because the cops will start chasing you, but the worst of all is that fire hydrants and poles are not destructible. Don't worry, you're in good hands. But yeah, the chase missions might pop a vein or two. Thank you, Des, for adding a skip cutscenes and skip drives feature. It allowed me to complete your game in less than 7 hours. Something I didn't know and sincerely missed until I sat in a car with my childhood friend teaching me how to fix the plates as we drive to a scrapyard. Although that was probably a good thing. I mean, God, I can only imagine my confusion when the boss's 2 guys lived. The next thing I know, I'm told to enter the Gentleman's Club where all the guards have a queue for takedown on them for some reason. I find the manager, shoot him, and now I'm shooting through a couple floors to plant a bomb and shoot up a church. That was almost as confusing as the other missions where the boss had to go and steal evidence, but then after skipping the cutscenes, I was presented with an Italian man in a game about a widely known Italian crime organization who, get this, only spoke Italian.
No plan?
Yeah, the boss told me.
Please, understand.
Entriamo dal labirinto, senza farci sentire né vedere. La cassaforte è dietro un dipinto al primo piano. Dammi un po' di tempo e lascia fare tutto a me. Quella cassaforte avrà sicuramente
un allarme.
Yeah. This is gonna be a long night for the both of us.
So yeah, probably a good thing that ain't a thing in the other games. At least you can still skip cutscenes. Wait, why is Tommy driving a race car all of a sudden?
Okay then. Welcome to the family.
Hey, I forgot your name. You got the Don's protection money? Welcome to the family. Before the family welcomes to you. Now look, I like a good story. Nay, I love a good story.
It is. Hey, Gordy, how you doing, buddy? Hardly recognized you.
And I've been blended in with gameplay really well and they both complement each other. But my biggest gripes for games that solely focus on the crime world is how simply it goes from yawn to wanna go rob someone. Yes, I do understand what game it is that I am watching and which I have purchased, and which I do hold in high regards, but it's a bit different from, they wanna burn down this place and claim the insurance? Nah, I'd actually thought about doing something legal for the first time in the last started newspaper. Wanna print money? I already know where you gotta go and do what. Never mind. Yes, this does mean that there isn't much more than I didn't choose this life, the life chose me, but hey, it's more effort than many of the other stories I've heard. Yes, Mafia 1 does get a minus point because it's the same old, wanna join the crime syndicate? Sure. At least there's a bit more to it than I don't know how to do anything else. The Don, an arms dealer and mechanic, and Luigi and actually everyone, has no story. The boss has history but is now rival, the accountant was a gambler, the mechanic has a mom, and Luigi's daughter gives leftovers to the poor. But even if the Don could be whittled down to serious because he runs a crime family, but with a touch of humanity as he talks about being fair to his family and considering his family's kids as their own, we still got Big Paulie and Sam the Man. Paulie is a bit eccentric, sure, but hey, he gets the job done and does it with a smile on his face. Sam's more of a dead-faced guy, but he's the same. What needs to be done needs to be done. If the boss says to get a speedboat and a sailor outfit, the Paulie will wait to chase after the boat and Sam will be there to tell you to pick up the outfit from the unconscious guy in the back. Just because Sam's tone is a counterweight to Paulie doesn't mean he can't be smooth. He's just honest.
You think he's gonna pull this off?
He's sure as shit gonna kill Galati. Getting off that boat? Well, he's gonna need a guardian angel.
You don't need no fucking angel. He's got us looking out for him.
Man, what a game.
It's safe to carry.
Hey, just don't drop it. Shake it, smoke near it. Yeah, it's safe. Boom!
And plus point to the Don for explicitly stating that one of the rules is no cursing, but they don't deal in dope. After the prohibition is abolished, they actually invest in legal businesses. I will assume you forcing Tommy to stop drinking was because of his health and not the sort of manipulation tactic. And after the rival is taken out, well, the town is ours for the taking. Makes you wonder when we will go directly against the government and take this place over completely. So long as no one does anything stupid, such as the boss going against his long-time commitment to never getting into the dope business.
Christ. It's dope.
Well, what now? I mean, Tommy's been having second thoughts after a certain incident, and now it seems the boss has betrayed them. But they are in too deep. Wanna know something else? Tommy has a family and a kid, and despite being flush with cash, he doesn't have enough to up and move away, let alone somewhere far enough away to where he can't be tracked down. So he's stuck. Sam is loyal, so he's in till the end. But Big Paulie, well, he regrets being 40. Wait, hold on. Ouch. Does that include a lifetime of drinking and smoking? He's got nothing to show for it, nothing to return home to, and he deems his life as no other purpose than to wait for a day when he finally gets taken out of the job. And he also can't leave. Well, damn. What now?
Everyone down on the floor! Get the fuck down! Not you, ladies. Stay where we can see your pretty faces. Anybody moves, I'll pop them!
Well, this is certainly an answer, but hey, I get to use a shotgun in close range, I ain't complaining. I wish we had a better escape vehicle. Hey, my beautiful wife, how about you go pack up your bags? Like, all of them. I'll be right back after I retrieve my deposit. Sam the man, bad news. Someone killed Big Paulie and stole the money. Can you lend me enough money to get out of here?
I always pay my debts, son. You know that.
Thanks, man.
Goodbye. Don't let him suffer, boys. He's my buddy.
So that's my story, detective, and here's my offer. I give you all the dirt I got on the family, in return you let my family walk away. Look, Tommy Angelo Gunn, I'm not saying you're a good man, because you're definitely not. I can respect that most of what you did was taken against other criminals, and thus half okay. I respect that you showed mercy to those who were tired of life and those who got caught in the crossfire. But most importantly, I respect that you grew up in the Great Depression, spent your early working career building roads, became a cabbie, saw what the mob offer, still decided no until you were pulled in, and yet you voluntarily served 8 years just so that your family wouldn't have to face the consequences of your life. What I'm saying is, a part of me agrees that you did deserve to get gunned down in your front yard in broad daylight, but another part of me agrees that if the underworld has some sort of honor system, then there is a poker game waiting for you with the other chaotic neutrals that I know of. And if nothing else, you did face off the Border Patrol's armored car and down a flying plane with a Tommy gun! Mafia 1. A Big Paulie out of a Sergio. I wish that game had currency or a higher set of weaponry, but at the same time I trust Vincenzo.
Don't go getting creative on me. You're still going to shoot him, for fuck's sake.
And boys, it's nice to find a Rockstar game that is about as fun as effort put into the story, doesn't take the Saints Railroad.
Outside of my cock, maybe.
It still isn't a Rockstar game. You have piqued my interest, good sirs. I'll definitely return to see the whole tale of the two doofus.
But I'll leave it alone.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Fuck you.
Alright.
This isn't the guy, man. But until then,
More than 50 years.
I would do something snarky or comedic, but this game doesn't have that. It just has collectibles and driving and shooting. Hey, but not the— oh my god! Nah, actually this is quite funny. I didn't know how old the first game was, but seeing this makes me appreciate the remaster more, and it's now comedic. Well, thank god they didn't keep the old voices.
With the likes of you.
I don't usually do business with your kind either.
How the hell did this get a remake? It's more likely to put me to sleep.
It's compensation for the damage to your car and your services. It should be enough.
Yes, of course. Thanks. Give my regards to Mr. Salieri.